Hey everybody, this is Mad Matt Carter. Thank you so much for watching the AIWF Network YouTube channel, as well as the AIWF Ringside Wrestling channel. If you like what you see, please do us a big favor. Hit that like button, hit subscribe, and ring that bell to get notifications every time we post new videos on both our channels. It means a lot to us, and thanks a lot for watching once again. Hey, Rhonda Rousey's been in the news this week. She's had some comments to make about WWE, and I was looking for them, but I cannot easily find them. But she mentioned that it was a shit show and that she thought that Vince McMahon, she did put Triple H over, which I thought was fairly decent of her, but went on a rant talking about the culture there and talking about how she could see why Vince McMahon would want to run a show in Saudi Arabia because they treat women over there the way he thinks that women should be treated, or something to that effect.
He blasted Vince Johnny Andrews.
Yeah. Well, and I didn't see her remarks about Laurinaitis, but they're probably not too far off from what's accurate.
No.
But didn't she work on a Saudi Arabia show?
Probably.
But not until, I don't think she worked. She wasn't on the first one because no women were.
No women were on the first one.
So I don't know. I'm trying to think. Was she on like the second one? I really don't remember.
She was on at least one of them, I think. And I want to say, like, okay, so you're saying that about Saudi Arabia, but you got on the plane, you went over there, you wrestled, and most importantly, you cashed the fucking check. So to me, I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that. That feels a little out of line when you actually worked on the show. Now, if you took a firm stance, was like, I ain't going over there, so so those women hating bastards, fuck them. I'm not doing it. Okay, you took a stand and you put your money where your mouth was because you're not gonna get a check for wrestling over there.
You don't pay taxes on the moral high ground.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say on that.
It's also one of, but I mean, I see what y'all are saying. I completely understand it. Completely understand what you're saying. But then you're also thinking about you working for them. That's how you make your, you're working for them. And really, you don't have, the only one who never worked for them was Sami Zayn. Like, he's the only one that stood up to it. I don't know if he continued to stand up for it. I didn't watch all of them, but he never went, and he did take a stand.
Well, he did.
Sami actually went.
He went the last time, yeah.
So,
and he got a hero's welcome when he was there,
and that's good. So, but I'm just saying that first two times he, what can you do when it's your job? I mean, it's your job.
Sami Zayn was different.
I know he's different.
For those of you who don't know, Sami Zayn is a Muslim, and they are just like the Christian religion, is they have different denominations or divisions, right? And some of those don't get along. But Sami Zayn was concerned with being murdered when he was in Saudi Arabia. So that, to me, I kind of understand that a little more.
It's what, and I'll expand on that. You don't pay taxes on the moral high ground. Sami turned them down because of what Matt said. He's fearful of his life. You look, Van Dam never went to one of the troop deals because he didn't feel safe going over into the Middle East to even an American military base because of everything that was going on. And the true answer to, you work for them, you're still a 1099. You're still an independent contractor.
That's right.
That's a stretch. They might get a 1099, but they are absolutely not gig workers. They are absolutely not. They can say, WWE can say that to get out of whatever, like giving them benefits.
Insurance, yeah.
But exactly. They are absolute. And that's one of the things a lot of wrestlers have fought for many, many years, is they are not treated like gig workers. They are treated like under contract, non-exempt employees.
Right, yeah, because if you're a truly independent contractor, you should be able to work wherever you want.
Right.
You can't, they do have it both ways, but they shouldn't be able to have it both ways. If WWE says you can't work elsewhere, then you're
an employee. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Then you're
but
an employee.
For some reason, they've been able to get the workaround for that for all this time, and they shouldn't.
Because I'm going to tell you, okay, let me kind of put it in terms. Yeah, like I said, I completely understand what y'all saying about Ronda Rousey. In my shoot job, I had to do something I absolutely did not agree with, did not believe in, did not want to do, et cetera, et cetera. And I was forced, I had to do it, or I would have lost my job. So, I mean, just think of, and it's different because she makes millions and millions of dollars. She's not hurting for money, but just kind of take it in, like, it's hard to stand up when you're in the situation. And I think that's true. But it's one of those, I see it this way, I see it this way. Like, I'm completely balanced on both ways.
Oh, yeah, no, I agree with you there, Reagan. I mean, I see it both ways, and I understand. It just, I've always been a devil's advocate arguer. I will argue that side, mainly because I'm contrarian that way. But I admit it.
And there are some people who said eventually, once the women started coming to Saudi Arabia, that it was a really positive thing for the women in Saudi Arabia. I don't know how much actually changed, but I feel like, they felt like it was a change that maybe they could run with.
They can drive now. I mean,
so, but I never watched I would never watch one, but it doesn't much matter because it's all free now anyway. But I would never watch one because I am, now this is it's hard to get into this because sometimes it makes you sound a certain way when I'm not. That country is problematic with the way they treat women, but not everybody of that religion is problematic for that same reason.
No, man. Right. No. The Muslims in this country, man, actually have been around since near the beginning.
Oh, there's always been Muslims in this country.
Back as there in the 90s, there was a mosque in Greensboro that on Saturday afternoons had a free drop off. So if you want to drop off your kids and go shopping or go to a movie, just get them out of your hair for a little while. Yeah. They had playground for them, activities, all that kind of stuff. And then September 11th happened, and like Americans do,
we overreact.
We overreacted, and so
overgeneralized. That's a good way to put it. Same thing with coronavirus. Things got a little touchy for Asian people, very touchy for Asian people.
Oh man, they were getting sucker punched in public and shit, man. Especially in the bigger cities. There was
because there's that one video from, is it New York, where the guy's just walking and the guy just, as he walked by him.
Yeah, someone punched a little old lady.
Yeah, reel it back into the wrestling just in case anybody's listening. I do have a price, and I will wrestle in the Middle East if you meet said price. I can be bought.
No, well, that's pretty wrestler fashion there. So just like you can't burn a bridge.
Nope. Born and raised Carney, baby.
You know what though? I was glad for the wrestlers. This last time they went to Saudi Arabia, they actually took the show and had it in a smaller indoor arena, so they wouldn't be wrestling outside in the 150-degree weather at night. So kudos to them for that. So that was great. And the WWE is opening up some kind of big thing in Riyadh, like the WWE experience. It looks like it's going to be like a full-time WrestleMania fan fest type thing with activities, where you can commentate a match or get in the ring and stuff like that. So,
historically, I'm not just talking about Saudi Arabia. Historically, when countries that are very nationalist and cloistered, when other places start coming in more often, social change happens.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, the Crown Prince has said many times. Well, the Crown Prince has said many times he wants to turn Riyadh into a tourist destination. So, and he wants to encourage tourism in Saudi Arabia. So we'll see. Hey, WWE may have, broken the ice, and maybe the landslide's coming.
Crack the door a little bit.
You've been quiet on this. What's your thoughts about Ronda Rousey's comments, and was she out of line because she worked on the Saudi Arabia show and cashed the check? I didn't think anything else she said was too out of line, but that part was.
I don't know a whole lot about the subject, so I just kind of letting the people who do talk. I mean, but I was always under the impression that working the Saudi Arabia thing was kind of a volunteer.
Yeah.
And if you didn't want to go, there would be no punishment.
Oh yeah, it was the same as a USO thing when they used to take that.
So I mean, I think if you go and like you said, you cash the check, then that kind of muddies the water of anything you can say negative. But if she only went once and cashed a check, then that kind of gives her a little more leeway to be able to say things, because it could have just been a bad experience for her.
Yeah, she might have got treated like shit or talked to by one of those.
Right. So, but if she went twice, then that blows anything she could say out of the water. So I don't know a whole lot about the whole thing. So that's why I just let everybody else talk. And God knows what I might say to get in trouble.
Yeah, I'm going to be your moral compass and say,
right. So, I mean, you know what I'm saying?
I know that
Reagan was sending me messages going, just shut up. Don't say a word. You don't have a dog in this fight.
I know at my job, there are meetings that they say aren't mandatory, but they're mandatory. Like they can't make you go to them, but they expect you to be there. And if you're not, there's going to be some kind of.
Not getting that day off.
You might get a couple of. Yeah, there might. Yeah, that next time you ask for time off, we can't do it this time. That weekend you want off, no, it's not going to happen this time. Yeah.
But really, as much as Ronda Rousey goes in and out of WWE, I mean, she's like, booby Brock Lesnar. Does she really have room to talk about how things are done there? I mean, she don't like it, she just leaves anyway.
No, she doesn't. Her last run was fucking terrible.
Yeah.
And so look, Rhonda, if you obviously have saved your money, and what am I, a small time bird lawyer? Biggest crowd I've ever worked in front of is 300 people. So take this for what you will. If you saved your money, you don't want to go back, go the fuck home, raise your kids. You're done.